5 reasons why China's economy is crashing. China's economic history is a fascinating subject that spans over a century of transformation and growth. At the start of the 20th century, China was primarily an agrarian society with a feeble economy that was heavily influenced by foreign powers. However, after the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949, the country began pursuing a socialist economic model centered around central planning and state-owned enterprises. Under Mao's leadership, China underwent periods of rapid industrialization, but also suffered from economic mismanagement and political upheaval. In the late 1970s, Deng Xiaoping introduced a series of market-oriented reforms, which paved the way for China's economic miracle of the past few decades. Since the 1980s, China has experienced an astonishing economic boom and has now become the world's second largest economy. However, China's economic growth has been accompanied by significant social and political changes. As a result of its economic transformation, today China is an influential player in the global economy, and its economic policies have significant implications for the rest of the world. In this video, we'll address why the Chinese economy has struggled in recent years, highlighting 5 reasons behind its stagnation and downward trends. We'll also consider the possibility that China may be overstating its economic progress for international prestige. Thanks for joining us, and if you enjoyed today's content, please let us know by liking the video, sharing it with a friend, and subscribing to the channel so you don't miss our next one. And now, on we go. The possibility that China may be overstating its economic progress for international prestige. In recent years, the Chinese economy has not performed as well as it once did. There are several reasons for this, including rising debt, a rapidly aging population, and an increasingly competitive global economy. However, one potential explanation for China's apparent economic struggles is the possibility that they are misrepresenting their economic progress for global clout. China has long been known to be sensitive about its reputation on the global stage. They have consistently sought out to position themselves as a major player in the international community, and economic progress has been a key factor in this. However, there have been suggestions that China may be exaggerating their economic growth to bolster their international standing. This could take several forms, such as manipulating statistics or artificially inflating economic indicators. It is worth noting that China's government is known to have a significant level of control over the country's media and information, which could be used to shape the narrative around their economy. While it is difficult to determine the extent to which China may be misrepresenting their economic progress, it's clear that their economy has not been performing as well as it once did. It's possible that the pressures of a more competitive global economy, combined with internal challenges, have contributed to this. However, the possibility of China inflating its economic growth for global clout cannot be ruled out. 5 reasons why China's economy is in trouble. China's economy is slowing down as it adapts to a punishing zero-COVID strategy and weakening global demand. The country might not be battling steep inflation like the US and the UK, but it has other problems. The factory of the world has suddenly found fewer customers for its products, both domestically and internationally. Trade tensions between China and major economies such as the US are also hampering growth, and the yuan is on course for its worst year in decades as it plummets against the US dollar. A weak currency spooks investors, fueling uncertainty in financial markets. It also makes it difficult for the central bank to pump money into the economy. So, what exactly has gone wrong? Number 1. COVID has wreaked havoc. Due to the economic impact of COVID on the population, people are not spending money on things like food and beverages, retail or tourism, putting major services under pressure. In addition, this decline triggered by COVID outbreaks in several cities, including manufacturing hubs like Shenzhen and Tianjin, are still reeling from the economic decline across multiple industries. On the manufacturing side, factory activity appears to have climbed back up in September, according to the National Bureau of Statistics. The rebound could be because the government is spending more on infrastructure. But this rebound came after 2 months in which manufacturing did not expand, and it has raised questions, especially since a private survey showed that factory activity actually fell in September. with demand hitting output, new orders, and employment. There is not a lot of point in pumping money into our economy if businesses cannot expand or people cannot spend the money, said Louis Kugis, chief Asia economist at S&P Global Ratings. Number 2. Beijing isn't doing enough. In August, China announced a 1 trillion yuan plan, that's 203 billion US dollars and 180 billion euros, to boost small businesses, infrastructure, and real estate. But officials can do a lot more to trigger spending to meet growth targets and create jobs. This includes investing more in infrastructure, easing borrowing conditions for home buyers, property developers, and local government, and tax breaks for households. The response of the government to the weakness in the economy has been quite modest, compared to what we have seen during previous economic bouts of weakness, Mr. Kuji said. Number 3. China's property market is in crisis. Weak real estate activity and negative sentiment in the housing sector has undoubtedly slowed growth. This has hit the economy hard because property and other industries that contribute to it account for up to a third of China's gross domestic product, GDP. When confidence is weak in the housing market, it makes people feel unsure about the overall economic situation, Mr. Kuji said. Homebuyers have been refusing to make mortgage payments on unfinished buildings, and some doubt their houses will ever be completed. Demand is down for new homes, and that has reduced the need for imports of commodities used in construction. Despite Beijing's efforts to prop up the real estate market, home prices in dozens of cities declined by more than 20% last year, with property developers under pressure. Analysts say authorities might have to do far more to restore confidence in the real estate market. Number 4. Climate change is making matters worse. Extreme weather has also had a lasting impact on China's industries. A severe heat wave, followed by a drought, hit the southwestern province of Sichuan and the city of Chongqing in the Central Belt in August last year. As the demand for air conditioning spiked, it overwhelmed the electricity grid in a region that almost entirely relies on hydropower. Factories, including major manufacturers like iPhone maker Foxconn and Tesla, were forced to cut hours or shut down altogether. China's Statistics Bureau said in August that profits in the iron and steel industry alone were down by more than 80% in the first 7 months of 2022, compared to the same period last year. Beijing eventually came to the rescue with tens of billions of dollars to support energy companies and farmers. Number 5. China's tech titans are losing investors. A regulatory crackdown on China's tech titans, which has already lasted 2 years, is not helping. Tencent and Alibaba reported their first drop in revenue in the most recent quarter. Tencent's profits fell by 50%, while Alibaba's net income fell by half. Tens of thousands of young workers have lost work, adding to a jobs crisis where 1 in 5 people aged 16 to 24 are unemployed. This could hurt China's productivity and growth in the long run. Investors are also sensing a shift in Beijing. Some of China's most successful private companies have come under greater scrutiny as Mr. Xi's grip on power grows. As state-owned companies appear to be gaining favor, foreign investors are taking money off the table. Japan's SoftBank pulled out a huge amount of cash from Alibaba, while Warren Buffett's Berkshire Hathaway is selling its stake in electric vehicle maker BYD. Tencent has had more than $7 billion worth of investments withdrawn in the second half of last year alone, and the US is cracking down on Chinese companies listed on the American stock market. Some investment decisions are being postponed, and some foreign companies are seeking to expand production in other countries, S&P Global Ratings said in a recent note. The world is being accustomed to the fact that Beijing may not be as open for business as it used to be, but Mr. Xi is risking the economic success that has powered China in recent decades. If you found the video informative, please take a moment to give it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.